Okay, so just like the browser version, this version, the game version we'll call it, is story driven. It's open world. It's based on exploration, trading, and combat. And one of the main feedback that I received was that there really wasn't a lot of onboarding that happened for new players. You kind of just had to jump in and figure out how to play. So this opening area that I'm going to show you, it's meant to give a taste of all the different gameplay styles and also piece by piece introduce you to the core mechanics of the game. So that takes its place in these little info pop-up windows, as well as what I'm calling the codex, which is up in the top right corner. Any info box that pops up will also appear in the codex. So this is a top-down 2D game, so we need to be able to move around, and so movement is handled by the Q, E, W, A, S, D keys, just like in most MMOs. Move your little ship around. And also, you'll notice that if you're in motion for 5 seconds, you'll get the in motion buff, which increases your targeting and evasion while you're moving. So it's to encourage people to not just sit and fight, where moving actually has a benefit. Additionally, the camera is not fixed, so you can right click and drag to change your position to try and look around. You can zoom in and out to kind of see what else is available, and then clicking and dragging rotates your camera as well. So, and if you're kind of off here, double right clicking will recenter you. The camera drag is limited by your ship, so you can't drag past your ship. Your ship always stays on screen. So throughout the system, you'll find areas and locations and things that are walled off to you, that are locked, that kind of thing. I try not to do like hard environmental gates. I try to keep it natural, where it's like there's a compound you want to get into or get out of. You need a key to get it, that kind of thing. So we have these little cargo doors here, so they are green, so they are unlocked to us. If we come up a little, we can see a pair of red ones. So these are currently locked. We can't fly into there. Whether you want to play Gem as a combat game or not, odds are you will be confronted with combat at some level throughout the game. And so even if you're not doing combat, other abilities are tied to the same energy usage and cooldown. And so almost every ability costs energy and is tied to a global cooldown and an individual cooldown. So, and we're going to test our autocannon ability, which is this one down here. And it does 25% power damage. So if we look at our ship stats, the default ship is just a trainer, and our power is 20. So this autocannon will do 25% of that power as damage at a slight damage roll range. So if you see, we can't leave, so we'll have to kill this guy. So all right, he's gone. So we got two things that dropped here. We got credits, which if you just fly into them, they'll appear up in the top corner, our credits, and then a loot box. So we will open that up, and we have a mod, our first mod. So this mod is a basic shield generator. It adds plus 10 to our shields. Cool. It also has this icon down here. So the way abilities work in Gemini Station is the mods that you install grant abilities. So how you want to play the game is heavily dependent on which mods you go after. So if you want to be a trader and you just want to get like trading commerce mods, that's the route you would want to go. If you are a scout and you're not interested in combat and you want to take down ships by like hacking them and other non-combat abilities, you'd have to pursue more scout type mods. But for now, we have this basic shield generator. So we are going to install it. You can see in our cargo hold, it shows up there. Alright, we will install it in it's a shield slot. Okay, so since you'll see we have a new codex entry, since this mod gave us an ability that we didn't have access to before, that appears in our codex, which we'll take a look at now. You can see our shields are up to 20 now, so any increase to our stats that comes from mods or buffs will appear green. Just a little fun thing. So Codex has all the things that we've talked about, and since there we go. So autocannon, and typically how I've got it set up is the hover tip is just a small, this is what you need to know to start using the ability. But if you really want to dig into it and learn more about what that ability can do, check the codex. For example, this is an energy weapon. Energy weapons don't give you any kind of benefit or hinder you at all. Beam weapons, like laser beams, that kind of things, do like 10% more damage or 5% more damage to shields, but 5% less to armor. And projectiles do the opposite. So that kind of information is all in the codex for you to nerd out on. So, but now our little doorway has opened here. All right, so in the same way that mods are the lifeline of your playstyle, the only way that you can get access to the good mods and to really get access to progressing the story is through missions. And so this mission marker will appear over anyone who has a mission that you are available to get. So we'll hail the ship. All right, and the little missions button, you can see we have a mission there. So getting started, and it is available to us. So we will accept that. You might have a ship, but that doesn't mean your training is finished. Hail Captain Leroy aboard the GS Overwatch for next steps. All right, and so at the bottom you can see what our objective is, and then you can see what the rewards are. So we'll get 10 credits if we do this. We'll get 150 experience and this mod, which is a modified autocannon, which gives us 5 power and another ability. So double shot. So we fired 2 autocannon bolts, each dealing 25% power instead of one that deals 25%. So we will accept that. And then you can see our little, on the right here, it pins your active mission. So we need to speak with Captain Leroy. So we'll calm him. Greetings, pilot. Welcome to Gemini Station's training and salvage outpost. Seems an odd combination. The AI who runs Gemini Station. Okay. True. So the idea is the training center is also a salvage outpost. And the AI who runs Gemini Station determined that pilots who see destroyed ships will be safer themselves in space. So this training happens in one of those outposts. Yep, 12% decrease in pilot fatalities. That's something. All right, so currently we are locked inside this compound, and we need to get our extraplanetary pilot's license to get the gate open. All right. Okay, so we have our objective, and you'll notice that the icon above the NPC has changed. So it's inverted from the yellow with the black text to black. So this tells us that this NPC is involved in this mission chain, just not right now. And so what we need to do is we need to investigate the drones near the junkyard. So let's see. So you can see them over here. Here's the junkyard. There's some drones that are active. These 5 appear to not be active. So I love the thruster animation in here. Okay. So it's not all just about combat and trading and fighting. Scanning is actually a large piece of this as well. If you're a scout and you're hunting stealth ships, your scanning strength will affect how effective you are at that. Default scanning range is 500 Ms, which is this ring. So you can see if you click on one, I'll do the scan first, and then we'll talk about ranges. All right. So when you scan something, you get a new pop-up, and it gives you just a general explanation of the thing that you're scanning. It's just a way to bake in some more knowledge. Additionally, if there's any kind of like hidden thing or something out of the ordinary that needs to be discovered, that will show up in blue. And blue text is only revealed based on your sensor strength. So higher sensor strength will reveal more hidden data if it exists. So right now, this inert salvage drone, this drone seems to have had its memory tampered with. Okay, well that's not good. And we gotta scan another one. Can't do the same one twice, it knows. All right, cool. So we scanned it. All right, same memory issue. So we'll get out of the way of this ship that's coming in, but I'm gonna keep the drone selected, and you'll see we're at point blank range, so within this 500 M. And as soon as we go beyond it, now we're in mid-range. So everything between this ring and this other ring is mid-range. If we go farther, normal, so normal range now. And then one more, we are in long range. And so different weapons have different range limitations. Some require you to be up close, some require you to be at long range. Also, your chance to hit increases the closer you get to a target. So bear that in mind if you're just trying to snipe from the distance. Additionally, the long range is the furthest that you can hail a target from too. So we'll hail him. All right, we're gonna turn in our mission. Getting started. Boom. So, all right, we've got a good amount of XP. Oh, we have a new mission, so discrepancies in the scan have done something. Talk to the guy again. Yeah, that needs to be written better. Need to talk to him again. Good work on those scans. Looks like you may have found something of mystery. How so? Been going over since the log. Fragmented gaps in the memory bank. Okay, so the drones have been tampered with. It may be nothing but the same pattern. Okay, so all 5 of these drones have the same discrepancy in their memory or whatever. Okay, so I need to report this to this guy's higher up or whatever. Okay, so Gemini Station needs to know about this apparently, and we're not going to go to the station because we can't yet, but we can talk to the command liaison. Okay, and her ship is slowly patrolling inside the repulsor fence. Okay, so that's the ship that almost ran me down. So our objective is to speak with Kaori Shin aboard the command liaison. So our icon here has changed, so he's still a part of this mission. See if we can find that other ship. There it is. So it's an active objective, and so it's flashing, and so that's our kind of our way of knowing that we need to interact with it. All right, so hail her. Hello, I'm Kaori Shin, liaison to Gemini. All right, so we're going to calm her. All right, we're going to explain the sensor anomalies. Could be nothing, but Captain Leroy's right. Yep, Nate likes all the data he can get. He's the AI who runs Gemini Station. And it's pronounced Nate, not innate. I know there's some of you innate fans out there, but it's Nate. Okay, so we have reported, we've done what we need to. We can now go tell Captain Leroy that we're good. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Alright, so looks like you completed your training. Oh, I need to calm him. Alright, you're back. Things have changed. Uh-oh, what happened? Alright, after I scan the drones, that's good. Redundancy is good. We issued a return command to all the drones in the debris field, but none of them responded. Okay. Okay, so all his staff are gone. It's just me. So, how can I help? Retrieve the data cores. And since they're not responding to commands, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. What's the... Okay, so kill them. Or the modified cannon. Oh, okay. Alright. Cool. So, which reminds me, we have this modified autocannon. So we'll install that. What does it give me? +5 power and the double shot ability, which this gave me the shield. I never used that. So let's open our skills window, which shows all of our abilities that we currently have access to. So if I remove this mod, that ability disappears, and so I can't actually use it. So I'm going to throw shield regen there. Double shot we'll put here. I'm going to keep autocannon because autocannon doesn't cost any energy, so if I end up burning through all my energy, I can still fire. So now we need to go check out these guys and retrieve the cores. So their border is yellow, which means they're not going to try to attack me. The pop-up's telling us. So yellow tag mobs will ignore us unless you attack them. Red tag mobs will try to murder you immediately. So I'm gonna go in motion so I can get my buff, and then auto cannon. Oh, hit me. Okay, cool. So there's the damaged data core and some weapons parts. Get the credit. I want to get another one. So I get hit with a debuff, electrified. My speed is reduced by 25 seconds. That hurts. Alright, see what we got here. Miscellaneous garbage. Big fan. I'm of the belief where I kill everything on the way to everything when I'm gaming. Like, there's no do the objective and just go back. Like, if there's a mob in my way, I'm going to destroy it. Looks like I got a mod drop from that loot. So, basic targeting chip, +2 targeting. Cool. Utility, it gives me the targeting 1 ability. So, let's see what this is. Increase targeting by 25 for 30 minutes. I'm going to put this over here and put my buffs here. Cool. That's massive. So, alright, targeting is now 32. If I hit my shield thing, you can see a tick. Oh, look at it. Alright, so, turn in this mission. Cool. We have a new mission. Out of hand. Discrepancies in the scan have done something. Talk to the guy again. Note to self, write better mission intros. Speak with Captain Leroy again, and I will get 10 credits, 150 experience, and a sensor mod, +5 sensors with the increased target's power by 10%. Cool, I like that because it's a variable rate. I could keep that if I'm level 50, I could keep that if I'm level 80, and it's still 10% is meaningful, so we'll accept that. We need to speak to this guy again. Good work on the scans. Oh no, things are getting worse. How so? Okay, so there's a capital ship further in. Okay. They ignored the shutdown commands and started attacking people. Okay, the drones. Oh. So, people are dying. We're not ready for combat. Okay. All right. So you can choose how you respond. It doesn't really have a weight in the outcome. I just think cheeky responses are fun. All right. Duty. We'll do that. All right. Remember this. Yeah. So okay. So it's a warning. Understood. I'm already a hero. Okay. So we need to eliminate the cargo drones. So go do that. Move it, command liaison. Oh my goodness. Oh. Nothing happens if you hit him. Alright, I'm buffed. I got my motion buff. Let's not hit all the wreckage. And the mission is for 5 cargo drones, but I have it coded down to 1 just because I'm doing testing and stuff. So here's that capital ship that got nuked. And you'll notice it's like a crappy AI generated thing. I'm using some AI as placeholder for just for the sake of getting this thing off the ground. So the plan is to get real artwork in here at some points. Okay, objective complete. I got overclock, power, and thing. Okay, so let's get out of here. Let me install my mod. So this is, my assault ship I never put in. Okay, put that in there, and then hypercycle relay. If you have played the browser game, you'll notice we're using that same mod artwork, so it's all consistent through here. So this gives me +1 to overclock, so that is firing speed. So how quickly you can use an ability is overclock. And it gives you, I don't remember what the math is, but it shaves like a 1/10 of a second or something off for each point. And then power is just our power that affects damage. And then the ability is hacking 1, so that's a buff. We'll take that. Put that there. It's a different class of ability. So this increases our hacking by 25 by 30 minutes. Doesn't really help us in this situation, but I'm a big fan of buffs no matter what, so buff it up. Fires an energy pulse that does 50% damage. Pulse blast 1. Okay, so 20 energy this costs, though. That's a lot more than the 5 energy of double shot or 0 energy of autocannon. So, but 50% power, so they'll hit for 15 if my math is to be relied upon. Alright, so we're gonna speak with him. Okay. Alright, great. I have saved the day. I get my space license. Typing. Done. Fully licensed. Okay, so now I'd like to get paid now. So I can turn in my mission. Boom. And I am now a level 2. I got my new sensor mod. Let's install that. New ability available, which is damage boost 10%. I'll put that by my other. Boom. Cool. That gave me that. Okay, so I've got like what, 5 or 6 new abilities that I can use in addition to my autocannon. That feels like a nice starting chunk. So no more missions with him, but let's see what else we got. Okay, so these guys, they have a different icon on them. That is the credit icon, which tells me that they are a merchant. So you can hail merchants. And Brantley here. Brantley's Emporium Exotica. So he's a trader. What does he got? So all he has is what is a Tessit core. Okay. So cores are some of the most valuable mods in game. Typically, they're a touch overpowered than normal mods at their level, and oftentimes they have multiple abilities. So we can see that here. This Tested Core comes with the Pulse Blast, which I already have, but it also comes with this Asteroid Frag. So I can get 2 abilities for 1 mod. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. What's Brantley got to say? Oh, same thing. All right. Well, any missions? Nope. Okay. So we'll actually, while I'm here, I'll sell some of my stuff. So I don't need garbage, and I don't need those weapon parts. So cool. Let's see if we can find a mission here. What's here? UTF Armorer. So there are 2 major factions in the game, Earth and Mars. Earth is the United Terran Federation, and they sell primarily defensive tech. So, alright, cool. And yep, there we go. So I saw there's a Martian vendor too. So Martian armor, let's see what they have. Okay, so we got a missile module, targeting, and seeker strike. That's cool. Ooh, I can afford it. And an assault ship, which I already have. I'm gonna take that. I want the seeker strike. So, boom, seeker strike available. 40% damage on impact. It's an instant cast too. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna do that there. Alright, cool. So this thing up here is the Wrecker Depot. So Wreckers are salvagers in Gem, and in this version they are the kind of the sub-faction that's in charge of repair. So anytime your ship gets destroyed, you'll be towed back to the nearest Wrecker Depot. Or if you need to repair your armor, you can come into one of these. And oh, not enough credits, so shouldn't have bought that thing yet. So all you have to do is fly onto the pad, and it will prompt you if you want to repair or not. So that I should note that. So shields regenerate in the game, so any damage you take to your shields, it'll regenerate based on your shield regen stat. So it's like 1 per 3 seconds, I think is what it is. Armor does not repair, so armor has to be repaired at a Wrecker Depot. There are no abilities that repair armor. There might be a couple, 1 or 2 that we do, that would be extreme cases, but the idea is you're out exploring and adventuring. If you damage your ship, you have to get your ship repaired. That's just the reality of it. Ooh, 2 missions. Okay, so we've just taken our first step into a larger world. So it's an open world game, and I'm really trying to make this something that you can kind of just explore, play however you want. If you want to just do trade runs, you can do trade runs. There'll be trade missions, and then if you want to be a miner, you can mine. Like if you want to be a scavenger, you can scavenge for goods. Like really, I'm trying to have this be an open world sandbox game. So I see 2 missions here, so let's hail this guy. Oh, 2 of them. Okay, small time smugglers. Okay. All right. So the gist of this is there's a bunch of freighters that are just going from location to location doing trade runs, and that's something to keep an eye out for. If you see traffic, that's not like a mob waiting to kill you. It's going somewhere. And so one way to discover new locations is to just follow the traffic, follow the ships, see where they're going. So they want us to scan some freighters to help search for contraband or whatever. Cool. And then standard patrol run. All right. Oh no, Conflorian flu. It's a killer. Okay, so he wants me to just basically do a health check of all the habitats in the surrounding area. So yeah, happy to do that. So there we go. So scan 5 freighters and then scan the habs. So then let's see what this guy wants. All right. Time is money, friend. There's 100% nods to Warcraft in here. That was like my jam in college, and so love me some Easter eggs. Okay, so apparently the cargo drones turning on the creators has really put a dampener on some of these ships getting the supplies they need. So now we are being asked to be a cargo drone. So they want us to sell 10 energy cells, 5 medical supplies, 5 targeting ships to this person. So can do that. We good? Good. Okay, so 3 missions. Okay, so I want to test out my Seeker strike. Oh, here's a freighter. So we'll follow him, and you can actually autopilot follow targets, so that's nice. Alright, coming up to a hab. So the idea is that there are space stations throughout the system, and then there are habitats, which are kind of just like dome-shaped stations that contain people living inside. So good. So this one, no missions. Well, gotta scan it. So we'll do that. Oh, I missed my chance to scan the ship. Oh well. Produces targeting ships. Okay. Ooh, another mission in this little smoky nebula thing. What do we got here? Static. Alright. Unstable relics. This navigation beacon, well, ancient, was recently jettisoned from the SS Valiant. With its power systems offline, it shouldn't have been able to launch the beacon. Uh-oh. Search the Valiant for any clues. For clues? Any clues. Search it for clues. Any clues. Alright, so we gotta scan the wreck, and we'll get a shield augmentation relay. 25 shield. Okay, that's big. And it comes with an ability. Boom, I'm there. Okay, so see if we can get closer. Close enough to scan. Alright. Scanning in progress. Alright, the Valiant was one of the core blockade runners during the Great Solar Conflict. She was finally crippled by a Martian strike force. Strike force disabled engine control, triggering a runaway that created a plasma trail that remains to this day. So that's all this smoky nebula stuff. The Valiant's core has recently ruptured despite being stable for the last 100 years. Okay, so the idea is that 100 years ago, Earth and Mars kind of had enough, and there was a war, and they fought, and this is one of those ships. But now something's going on. What do I talk to you about this? Okay, so I gotta talk to Captain Leroy. Okay. Like, hey, buddy, there's more stuff going down. Alright, so this guy, Gamma Medical. One thing I'm noticing is that these are actually vendors, but the vendor button isn't there, so I won't be able to do the good help quest. unless I use my admin sheets. So, ooh, freighter. Let's scan them. There we go. And then we'll paste them so we stay in scan range. Okay, nothing wrong there. And then we're also going to try our Seeker's drag on him. Where'd he go? Oh! Where is he? Boom! Alright. Oh! Alright, dented armor panel. Okay. So in my report, I'll say I scanned the freighter, did not detect any signs of being a smuggler. End report. So that's armor. Plop that. So I got 10 armor, so I'm at 1015. But it didn't add 10 armor. It just gave me the capacity for 10 more armor. So I'd have to actually go and repair to get up to that new armor threshold. What's this? Critical chance. Ooh, I'll take that. I love a buff. Look at them all up there. 1%. 1%. I mean, 1%, so I'll take it. Refresh my buffs while I'm in transit here. And throw on a shield just so I can have it. The other thing that I think I'm really looking forward to this is, so everyone starts with this same trainer ship. And one of the feedback that I got was that you had to commit to a freighter or a scout or a fighter before before the game started. So you couldn't try out any of the ships to see what you actually wanted to do. And so what this does is everyone starts with the trainer. Ooh, some purple dots on the horizon. Another mission. What do we got here? I'll finish my thoughts. So what happens this time is that everyone starts with the trainer. It's just the standard ship. It's really not a ton of mod slots. And it gives you a feel for how you want to play. And by the time you hit level 10, that's when you'll specialize and choose an actual class. And that will happen by way of talent points. So there are 5 classes that you can choose from: soldier, entrepreneur, scout, engineer, and miner. And once you lock into a class, you've locked into it. And you're committing to that class. You've had your 10 levels to figure out how you want to play, and now you're locked into a class. However, you're not locked into a ship. So you could be a soldier and run a scout, or a freighter, or a fighter, or get different rep ships from different factions. And so you can kind of tailor your play style not only within the class with what talents you specifically use, but also what ship you use for each talent tree, that kind of thing. And you will be able to have multiple ships that you can swap out. So trying to make it a lot more flexible than the browser version was, for sure. So those are talents, and we got a ship here. Let's hail. All right, and a lot of the characters are just placeholders until I get the actual person in place. All right, the glitz, the glamour, mining. Okay, so this is a mining ship, and I gotta talk to Captain Pix, who will give me a mining beam. Okay, so the thing with mining is there are asteroids that you'll find throughout the system. They'll show up on your radar as little purple dots. If you are, if you choose the miner class, right now it's just on, but you'll only see mine, like mining nodes on your radar if you select the miner class. It's just one of the perks of that. And mineable asteroids need to be attacked in the same way an NPC does, but notice I can't attack it. So you need mining based abilities in order to attack the asteroids. So talk to him, Captain Pix. This guy loves his mining. Okay. Oh, I feel it. Okay, so this guy wants me to give a report to the command liaison too, because apparently Nate is unhappy with him and has blocked his comms array. The composure of a toddler, though. He can't leave the compound until he gets authorization, and he can't get authorization unless he can calm the command liaison, and he can't calm the command liaison. Do you see the problem? Deal. Alright, so we need to talk to the command liaison. These cute little mining ships. Ooh, big asteroid. So we're gonna finish our little circle here. So the idea is that this little clearing, which is called the crescent, is in the middle of the edge of the asteroid belt, and it's been carved out to serve as a place to hold debris for Gemini Station. Ooh, okay. So this hab, what's this guy? Can I get him? Boom, fly my little missile. Get him. Alright. Probably shouldn't be attacking civilians in here, but that last armor mod was really good, so I'm gonna... Habitat has been recently destroyed. Chemical analysis. So we got these two blue tips, which come from our sensor strength. Click, 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 click. Alright. Okay, so something's definitely going down here. Drift line 11 speed. Wow. Alright, so let's... What's my speed at? 500, 511. Cool. Ooh, hello. What do we have here? Some guy hiding in the asteroids. Okay, so black market traders. So there's a whole underline of like black market economy that exists in the game too. So okay, contraband. We can buy contraband. I don't want contraband. Stay in school, man. What I do need is more money. Let's see if I can nuke this guy. Boom. Yes. Ooh, okay. These freighters are dropping some decent mods. I'm gonna take a couple more out. Right. Basic shield generator, don't need that. Thankfully these freighters are all like neutral, and so killing them... Where's Alpha? Gotta scan Alpha. Finish my patrol run. So killing them doesn't negatively affect my reputation here, so... There we go. Is this Alpha? It is. Okay, so we'll go Scan this guy. Oh, and they got a mission for us too. Out of hailing range. Oh, I'm not long range yet. There we go. Oh, okay, cool. Ooh, I like that. Alright. So, scan you since we're here. Cool. Alright, so I can turn in these two and then speak to Captain Leroy and speak to Canary. So, see if I can get her here before she flies away. I need to talk to you. I have a departure request from Captain Pix. Yep. Alright, cool. Alright, so I gotta go back and talk to Captain Pix. Where's my ship? There we go. Turn these in. Ooh, both. I mean, is there a better feeling than a list of missions ready to be turned in? Boom. Boom. Cool. Alright. So I'm going to use my... yeah, I don't remember what my command is to... So, Overwatch. So we're probably just gonna dump that good help. Hello? There's some things you gotta know. Look at this sensor data, Leroy. Valiant, she's been dormant for 100 years. It's true, something's going down. Alright. Who do I turn this in with? Him. Good. I don't want to go back to that navigation beacon. Complete. Okay, and see if I level up. Oh, rats. Close that. I just want to see the level up animation. Oh, there we go. Cool. Alright, so got another chip. Another shield generator. What else? Okay, so I got this hyper high cycle relay. So 5 power, 1 overclock. I have that already. I want the 25 shields. Ooh, I want whatever this ability is. Cool. Afterburner. Cool, I'll take that. Space takes a while to get around. Alright, so 5 targeting, and that ability, I want that ability. 25 shields, 5 power, 2 targeting, but I get the massive targeting buff. Would I rather have 5 power, 1 overclock to 2 I'm gonna keep that basic targeting chip. That just makes sense. Sell my unneeded mod. Okay, what do we got? 10 speed, 10 armor. Common key card. So there's a bunch of things, lock boxes you'll find that are locked that require key cards, and common key cards you can just buy from vendors, and they use up once you use one up. So that's what that is. Faulty cannon. I don't care about that. What is that? Blast wave. Okay. I'm gonna recycle plates. Power by 25%. So I get 10 armor either way. Do I want the buff or do I want the offensive ability? I want the offensive ability. And then I don't really targeting by 150%. Okay, so that's nice if you're fighting like an elite or someone that's higher level than you. I don't really care about that ability, but I do want the speed, so I'm going to do that. So let's get those engines installed. And the armor. Cool, I got Blast Wave now. Which, put that there. Oh, that's a lot. That cost a lot. I'm out of money now. I want to test my new abilities. Also, starting armor will be 100, not 1,000, just so. So this is an AoE attack. Boom. Oh, yes. Oh, but now they're good. Ooh, that was amazing. So this is damaging, so within 1,000. So that's mid-range. Martian Rocks, big fan. Basic evasion chip, cool. Shoot it again. That's just really satisfying. Ooh, 2 loot boxes. Miscellaneous garbage, money, dented armor, miscellaneous garbage. Let's check out this. Okay, so shield boosts. So I have restores your shields by 10%, 20%, and 30% of power over 9 seconds. And then this is just a flat. Restores target shields by 50% of power every 3. Okay, so we can drop that, and then if we also do that, that's quite the yeah, that's a nice combo. Boom. Ooh. Oh, that's so satisfying. It reminds me of like Frost Nova from WoW, or Arcane Blast or whatever. So, but I think I can do mission next. All right, so got a resupplying efforts. Okay. Yeah, not gonna do that. We gotta talk to Captain Pix. Alright, off we go. Ooh, let's try Afterburner. So 50% for 8 seconds. So good for like if I gotta get out of dodge. So speed is 521. Of course, I stopped flying as soon as I turned it on. 781.5. Boom. You see they like the little thrusters like quiver as I try to hang on to it. So, might notice this thick white line. That is the edge of the sector. So, to give you an idea, we're currently in Zone 23 of the Venus sector. And we're about to cross into 24, where the edge of the crescent is. And each sector has 25 zones. And so each zone is typically its own difficulty range. I'm trying to kind of group it all together, where once you go into zone 18 up at the top, you've gone into like the 4 to 5 difficulty range. And so the idea is you move through zones as you progress. And then there's 25 zones in each sector. Each zone is, I think, 5,000, we're calling them M's, of course, 5,000 meters or whatever. It's not to space scale. And so you have a sector is 25,000 by 25,000 M's. And there are 49 sectors, I believe, in the system right now. And so with the sun in the center. And so each sector has its own unique locations, and these little squiggly lines are trade routes. So in the browser game, we had the space lanes. This is the same kind of idea. Let's talk to Captain Pix. Can't think enough. All right, let's turn it in. Cool. We got a mining beam. So, do I want targeting or do I want power? I want power, but I gotta give up my missile. You know what? I'll give up the autocannon because I don't really... Double shot is cool, but I wasn't really using it. And you'll notice that since I uninstalled it, the ability is still in my action bars. So if I were to reinstall it, it would work again, but it is not in my list of abilities now. Instead, we have mining beam, so we'll get rid of you. So that's kind of a nice feature where if you accidentally uninstall a mod, you don't have to rebuild your whole action bar load up. So let's try this. Thought I had a... That's targeting for focus shot. Critical. Trying to see if I have any more power boost. There we go. Damage boosts. So let's try mining. So we're going to... So this is just a mineable asteroid. That's all we know about it. And so we'll scan it first to kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with. Okay, it's a copper asteroid, so let's target it. There we go. So now we're mining it. We don't usually have them set to 500. I'll give myself a little cheat here just so we can... There we go. Okay, so it has dropped a loot box, which has given us copper ore and rock dust. So now, some dust and some copper ore. So I'm going to be done mining for now. So I like the idea of just quietly flying through space. Going through my map, checking where I want to go next. Kind of going through my talent tree. That appeals to me. And so we have ostensibly completed all of the missions in this starting area. Nope, can't hit NPCs. So I'm going to offload any of these mods and gear that I don't need at a vendor, see if there's anything else I need, and then look at leaving this area. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna keep this copper and dust. I'm gonna sell my mods. Martian rocks we don't need. Garbage don't need. Dented armor panel. Basic armor panel. Well, let me check. What do we have? So plus 10, plus 10. Dented. So we already have it dented, so I can sell that. No, I don't want to destroy it. Oh, I went through this. I don't care about the power boost because... What do I want? Crit chance. I'm keeping that. But I like that buff more than I like the crit buff, so we'll do it. Cool. Well, it's only a minute. Or 2 minutes. Whatever. I like it better than crit. And if I think it's unfair, I'll just change the length. Alright, cool. So, I'm gonna keep this stuff. Because, you know, crafting. So we're gonna take the gate entrance straight up. If I look on my map, something up here called New Haven, so I'm gonna go check that out. This is normally gated. It's a hard gate until you finish the zone, but I'm just gonna head up. And the SS Gavix, what is this? Ooh, pirate. Ooh, bye-bye. Well, I don't really feel like messing with them right now. Another mission. Greetings, pilot. Talk to Lieutenant Hackins aboard the SS Gavix. Alright. I will accept that. And that's where I will stop. So, I hope you've enjoyed this walkthrough. Yeah, I'm going to continue to tighten things down, and then I will be opening this up for beta testing for anyone who's interested in helping really hammer against this thing and get it to a demo-worthy place. So, thanks for checking it out, and let me know if you have any questions.